Look, you haven't seen chemistry that rivals this one since Pretty Woman in terms of on-camera chemistry. That's Robbie Hummel. That's Noah Eagle. They're looking at me like they're crazy, like I'm crazy. They're at the Breslin. Set the table for us, fellas.
I mean, if Robbie's want to get me a hotel room that nice, then we can start talking. But until that moment, we're just going to stick with basketball. And we did just have the Spartan come by. That means it's almost game time here in East Lansing. A week ago, if you looked at this game, we had circled this as maybe a battle for first place in the Big Ten. And now it's almost as if there's even more meaning for both these teams to stay in the race, especially Purdue coming off 2 losses.
Well, and for Purdue, it's just a program that's not accustomed to losing back-to-back games, especially in conference play, because it hasn't happened over the last couple of years. You had Zach Edey, you had this team that was capable of going to the Final Four last year, and certainly some adversity has hit their group. We'll see how they bounce back tonight, but I do know this. Braden Smith, Trey Kaufman-Renn, Fletcher Lawyer, they've been around a long time, and they're going to give it their all here in a tough environment in East Lansing tonight.
Bring up TKR, coming off a career-high scoring output. It just feels like each game he's gotten better.
Well, he's having just a phenomenal season, and Trey Kaufman-Renn very well could find himself on All-American lists. 7 of his last 8 games, he's scored 20 or more, averaging 23 and 6 over that stretch. He's the top usage player in the conference, also leading the league in scoring in conference play at over 20 a game. Trey Kaufman-Renn, I think Tom Izzo said it best at shoot-around. He was a role guy last year. He is a star this season.
Not even a question about that. You look at what Michigan State has coming in. Tom Izzo called it the lowest of lows, the loss to Indiana a week ago in this building. It was a chance to go for that Big Ten record. But what a bounce back on Saturday to go to Illinois and beat that team on the road.
They showed incredible toughness and resiliency, because the first 10 minutes of that game didn't go all that well, but they chiseled that lead away. They got it close at the half, and the way they closed the game, Illinois doesn't score for the last 8 minutes. And I think with Michigan State, you continue to look at, it's the pillars of the program. It's the rebounding, it's the fast break, but it's also the fact that they have depth at almost every position. And you have 9 different guys who have led this team in scoring over the course of the year. Michigan State, a lot to deal with in a number of ways.
What that means is you just don't know who's going to step up on any given day. And on Saturday, that was Jackson Kohler.
Well, Jackson Kohler, they needed every bit of his career-high 23 points and career-high 4 3-pointers. But if you're looking at his whole season from the 10,000 feet view, his motor is so much better from last season. His confidence so much better. One of the top offensive rebounders in the Big Ten Conference, starting to shoot it really well from the 3-point line. He's made 7 of his last 12 from 3. So Jackson Kohler, he's a weapon, and a guy that can certainly hurt you inside with the glass or the post, but he can step out and shoot it too.
Look, the 3 of you in studio know what it means to be a part of a big game late in the season, February, with a conference title on the line. This one should be awesome. We're excited for the energy. The Spartan might come back, hang out with us. We don't know. But we're excited for what we should see here tonight.
Well, boys, it's a high-level game. No better duo to guide us through for the next couple hours. We'll see you guys in about 12 minutes. Robbie Hummel, Noah Eagle, we'll hear from them shortly, but we're going to hear from Tom Izzo on the other side. Made history in Champaign on Saturday. We hear from the Sparty icon on that benchmark win and more next. Very selfless groups, very connected teams here with a ton on the line, still chasing a Big Ten regular season championship. Obviously, the Izzone excited. Welcome back there, Coach. Purdue's angry. It's Michigan State. It's Purdue. It's Robbie Hummel. It's Noah Eagle. It's now.
Now indeed, a big game in the Big Ten. 11-3 Michigan State in the league. 11-4 Purdue in the league. Battle to keep pace with first place Michigan, and starting lineups in this place have the Breslin Center ready for action as the Spartans look to make it back-to-back wins, and Purdue looks to avoid 3 consecutive losses. A look at the starting lineups, more of the usual suspects: Cox, Lawyer, Smith, Kaufman-Renn, and First. It's been pretty consistent over the last 13 games, now 14 including today for Michigan State. Fears, Akins, the freshman Richardson, Kohler, and Shimon Zapawa in there for Tom Izzo. Glad you could join us here tonight. A big one in this conference for Izzo, coming off the record-breaking 354th Big Ten win against Illinois in his 30th season. He mentioned just playing big games end of the season. He said that the first Big Ten title they won, he said, this is the feeling I always want to have. That anxiety, that adrenaline rush, that you have a big game into February, all the way into March, feeling like you give yourself a chance. And this team has done exactly that following the win at Illinois on Saturday. For Purdue, they know what Big Ten titles feel like. They've done it the last couple of seasons, and they're in the hunt once again. Matt Painter, these are the two longest tenured Big Ten coaches in the league, which is hard to believe. Matt Painter was so young when he started. Now 20 years in, he's been one of the best coaches in the country.
Well, and you think about for both of these programs, you mentioned the way that Tom Izzo said that games like this make him feel. For the players, for the coaches, for the support staff, the buzz in this place when you walk in, if there was a way to replicate that for when you're done playing, you'd pay whatever you could to get it, but you feel that when you're in this arena, and both teams know, certainly they need some help, but they still, if they win games here, they can find their way to a piece or an outright Big Ten title.
Earl Walton, Brian Dorsey, Kevin Brill, our three officials here tonight. We are all set for action from East Lansing, and Michigan State has it to begin this matchup.